Hello y'all. So I'm doing this video because I'm gonna do this as an answer for one of my classes, but I just felt like I want to put it in video form because we have that option. But I also want to share this video with everybody else. So you guys know that I have started a YouTube channel, and my whole thing for starting YouTube was for my channel to be more targeted towards like mental health, emotional state, mental state, emotional state, spiritual state, and the physical state, right? Now, mind you, I haven't uploaded a video in a long time, and I had a couple subscribers. I had at least 10, and I'm just doing this because I don't never know who's gonna be watching this stuff. You know, I could touch anybody. So today, I got a DM from a young lady on Instagram. She told me that she was a follower of my YouTube channel, and she told me that the reason why she was inboxing me on here is because she didn't want to leave her comment under the video that she wanted to post under when I was talking about your emotional state after Memorial Day, and the video I did on there. But she didn't want to leave her comment because it is public. So I said, I understand, you know. But she sent me a long DM message. And she was revealing like some personal stuff that most people who go through kind of stuff like that, they don't even want to share that with somebody. Let alone like their own family, you know, but let alone telling a stranger. So what she was talking about was kind of very much so on a topic of discussion that I'm discussing right now in my social environment class. So I'm not going to discuss no names. How the young lady found me on Instagram is because under Instagram, my name is Midnight, the same as my YouTube channel. And she found me under Midnight on Instagram. So she sent me that message and I read it. And it was a long personal message about something that she's been dealing with her whole entire life. Now, meanwhile, this lady is in her 30s, okay? I'm a little older than she is, but she's about in her 30s. And the thing of it is this. I wanted to ask a lot of people this, because she was opening up about molestation happening to her from the age of 6 clear up till she was 10 by a family member. Now, we know that that's not uncommon, but this is the kicker part. The family member who was molesting her. The family member who was molesting her is her own brother. But the brother has mental illness himself, and the family classified it as a disability. Now, she also mentioned to me that the family knew of the brother molesting her, and they never took any kind of intervention towards that because they feel he's disabled. But then she goes on to say that that same brother molested a grown Caucasian woman, and the state put the brother behind bars. So the question is this: do you feel that someone who's mentally challenged or mentally ill, have a mental disorder, should be able to inflict pain on others, and for them to be justified of that because they have a mental illness? Because listen, I'm just like the state. Listen, damn that mental illness. Because most time when you are molesting or forcing yourself on people, they're going to give you a reaction that's going to tell you that you're hurting them or you're harming them, or they're going to react in a way to where you're going to know that they're not pleased with this. It's not consensual. It's not consensual at all. Kicking, scratching, yelling, biting are all forms of actions where people do that to people when they are afraid for their lives, or they do that with people to show them that they don't appreciate what you're doing to them. And so she's kind of like mentally scarred behind her molestation. And to the point where she was texting me and saying that she has a lot of failed relationships, friendships, relationships. People think she's mean, but she was just trying to understand and speak with me and open up to me about people not understanding what she's been through in her life. Now, another thing, do you guys feel that when things happen to us in our childhood, do you think that that could affect us in our adult life? Yes, the answer to that is yes. People like her who've been through molestation and rape, if they don't have intervention as a child, it's going to damage their well-being and emotional being as an adult. They're not going to have successful relationships. They're not going to have successful friendships. They're not going to trust anybody. They're always going to be on the fence. They're always going to feel like something is going to happen to them where they can't trust. You know, and when I started this YouTube thing, I never thought, my whole thing was to do it for people to spread awareness. But you never know who you be touching. I don't know this woman, you know, from a can of paint. But it's just amazing that this woman felt well enough to open up her heart to a total stranger, because she watched my video, so she knows that she looked at me like almost an activist of almost health and human services or anything that's related to mental health, which is, I could consider myself that because I'm all about uplifting women and men, you know, in hardships. I'm all about that, you know, so I'm just honored that she's able to do that, you know, with a total stranger. And me and her converse back and forth. And I informed that young lady that, you know, she can always inbox me with any concern if she had a concern ever again. Because I guess I'm somebody who she look up to, you know. And I guess you don't ever have to even meet people ever in life. It's just sometimes about what you do or what you say. Because as I told her, yeah, you know, most times she was talking about her, you know, being a good person, you know, going through all this stuff, being a good person, seeming like she's running across the wrong people in life. And I have to explain to her, like, listen, I think people who are kind-hearted and generous, genuinely, it's a gift and a curse with us. Yes, it is. Because the same with her, you know, I've had people in my life people like us who have genuinely big hearts and very kind-hearted on a genuine level. You just kind-hearted and you have a big heart. You tend to get ran over by people in life. So that's why I say it's a gift and a curse. Because it is. It's a gift because you never change who you are for no one. You always remain that kind-hearted, genuine person. But it's also a curse because people will see that and they will see what kind of person you are, and they will use that to their advantage and take you for granted. So you always get the end of the ugly stick, or you always get walked over like a doormat. Sometimes you have to just make that decision within yourself to say enough is enough, but never stop being who you are. So I just kind of like gave the lady some kind words and let her know that one way, the first thing that she will have to do is to get the process of getting over her. Because one thing about molestation and rape is those women or those men will never forget none of that happened with them. Anything traumatic ever happened to you in your life, you will never forget. But we can forgive. So the first thing she got to do is forgive that brother. Not for him, for you. Because once you forgive him, you'll be able to work towards the first step of your healing and your recovery process, which is forgiving him. And then you'll be able to deal with it because you've forgiven him. And you'll be able to move past that part, so now you can work on you. But if you're still holding on to stuff and you have not forgiven a person, that you're probably going to always hold on to hurt and hate. And you know, hurt and hate and pain. And you don't want that for yourself, because you want to be able to produce healthy relationships. Because as another thing, as people say, is our social lives have a lot to do with how long we choose to live. When people have more healthy social relationships with people, meaning that you have healthy relationships, friendships, any kind of a ship situation with someone, you are going to be more happier within yourself and in your life, which means you're going to live probably a longer life, because those who have healthy lives that are much healthier and happier within themselves live longer. Like that, we actually live longer. We actually live longer when we have healthy relationships around us. I mean, our social life does matter. So, and I encourage that young lady to just talk to somebody just like she's talking to me. If you want to even use me as a variable, as a confidant to just confide in, and we can just converse, you know, sometime even do a FaceTime or whatever. We can do that. But it's best that you talk to somebody about it, you know, and you handle it. Because if you don't handle it, then it's going to overpower you, and then you're not going to have no peace. You're not going to have peace within yourself. So I just feel very honored that someone was able to look at any of those YouTube videos that I was doing in reference to mental health and keeping a healthy being. And just so happened, this is a topic that I was already discussing in school currently right now. And like I told her, I think your family failed you, because there's no way that a mental illness should be justified for somebody to molest you for many years. And they know about it. You know, they should have been looking at that situation just like the state did, because damn that illness, you know. You see that you're inflicting pain on a child, and you still choose to repeatedly do it. Now, do you think that somebody who's off their meds go out here and rob a bank or go out here and stab a person? Do you think that they're going to be deemed and justified for the crime they just committed because they off their meds? No, they not. They're going to ram them and cram them as criminals, because they feel like, hey, you got to pay the consequence for what you've done. So my whole thing is that even the stuff I do on Facebook when I'm on here and talk, I mean, a lot of that stuff, I'm very much so a humorous person. Don't get me wrong. I'm very humorous, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But the things that I talk about on here when it relates to mental health and health and human services, that be real. Like, I'm very humorous, but I'm very smart. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very smart individual. And so I feel like as long as I can help somebody else and help somebody overcome an obstacle or a struggle, I'm doing something, because I'm doing as God want me to do. And I feel like it is my calling to do, you know, helping people. I'm helping people right now, you know. I'm helping children in school. Then I go to work and help people. I save lives and take care of the sick, okay? And in my health and human services, I'm servicing people with everyday life struggle situations. So I'm in my calling, and I'm doing what God wants me to do, and I just really feel honored. And that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. That there. Have a good one.